Welcome to our home. This is the small cabin that me and my family has lived in for the last 13 years. The nearest village are 2 kilometers that way, and we are living here completely off the grid, so we are not connected to any water system or electricity system like there are up in the village.
The title never said she was alone, in case you didn't notice. In case you're new here, my name is Mathias. This is my wife Tova, and
our son Ivar.
Yeah. And we wanted to make this video showing you our place, because in the last video where I was building with timber, there was some confusion of what I was building. So we've been building a lot of stuff here through the years, and so the timber project has been ongoing for some years, and I hadn't worked on it for a while, so I guess the confusion was legitimate.
But we thought that a proper property tour would be nice to do.
Yeah. So this is the entrance into our place.
So just come along. So here we have the infamous dog pen, where we put Malva when she can't be with us. And yes, she's sleeping with us inside in the cabin, and she's with us most of the time, but sometimes she lives there.
Yeah. Malva is a Siberian husky. She'd rather be outside most of the time.
Yeah, she likes the cold and the snow. In case you wondered, we have had some comments about our cruelty having her in a dog pen, but yeah. Chicken coop is just beside the dog pen, and that was the first real thing that we built when we came here. To have those beside each other, I think it serves a purpose. We have never had problems with fox or anything.
Yeah, and also the fence there is real proper dog fence.
Dug down like 30 centimeters. And this is our biggest project, our new cabin. We've been working on it for like 10 years now. So recently it has started moving on, so it feels really good. We have gotten the windows in and the insulation in the floor, and yeah.
And the reason why it has taken so long is because we do everything ourselves and we don't know anything about building, or barely anything, so we need to figure it out along the way.
We're doing this for the drama.
And also because we have made a lot of other projects at the same time, while learning about caring for animals and butchering and so on, producing our own food, so to speak. But this one, it was a big project. This is a fairly large earth cellar that we built during some years, and it's almost finished. There is some small things to do. Cover these sides up here a little bit, maybe. I guess this is more your domain.
Mine.
So you can
housewife.
Talk about this.
So we have 2 chambers. The bigger one is for the future cheese, and this one is our fridge. We need to make doors here to make the climate inside better, because it's a bit cold. It's like
in the winter time.
In the winter time. Some work to do on the walls, the doors, some shelves in the bigger room.
What do we have here?
Everything we eat.
Eggs.
Eggs and kombucha and sauerkraut and
wine.
The essential things of life.
Your jams and
chutneys and butter, a lot of butter.
Sausage and cheese.
Yeah. So the earth cellar and the cabin we live in now, and the bigger cabin that we are building on. So let's go and check out the bigger cabin for a bit.
Yeah. And then also from here the chicken coop
Yeah.
and Malva's house.
Yeah, there's a lot of comments that it's hard to situate how
Yeah.
everything looks.
See how the property
Yeah.
is. And over there we can go check that out later, but that's the firewood shed.
Among other things.
So this summer we got the windows in place. There's still some things to do around the windows. And here is a big hole in the house that needs to be fixed. I fixed it temporarily with this now. And there's going to be an entrance here. And that was what I was building in the previous video. It's going to be an entrance built in timber here, and then a porch alongside the hole. And the entrance and the porch is going to share the same roof, like this. So it's going to be that kind of American style.
Broken roof.
Yeah, so the roof on the cabin like this, and then the porch roof like this.
And there used to be an entrance here before,
Yes.
but it was made of planks and
Resvirke, I don't know what to say. Just sawdust and planks.
yeah. So we want to make a timber one so it suits better with the house.
Yes. So welcome inside. So this is the state of the house. Nu kommer det mycket ljud där när vi går på det där. This summer we got the floor insulation inside. This is, in case you haven't watched those videos, if you're new on the channel, this is some kind of foam glass. Very interesting material. You can watch older videos to know more about that.
So over there is going to be the kitchen.
Yes, this is the kitchen, and here is the chimney, kitchen stove, and then library, sitting room, and bedroom on the upstairs.
Bedrooms. It's not quite 2 floors, it's 1.5, so we can stand in the middle upstairs, but in the sides it's gonna be lower.
Yep, so there's a lot of work to be done here.
We haven't made the windows, they're from a small carpenter that makes traditional styled windows.
Yeah, based on old windows we photographed here in the village. The closest village is 2 kilometers that way, and that's also the closest, where the closest grid is, electricity and water, or running water, I guess. So we live here in this place and completely off grid, and trying to find solutions to do that in a nice way.
And because we are off grid, the cellar is a very important thing to have, because it's our fridge, so it's essential, and it has been a game changer since we built it.
And that's why we built it at the same time as all the other projects.
Yeah, because
We needed it.
yeah, before we had some holes in the ground with a hatch, but it was very...
Not so good in the winter.
No, it didn't work in the winter. This is our outdoor kitchen that we really enjoy using. Not so much in the winter, because then we can cook inside, but in the summertime we are cooking, doing the dishes, everything out here, because it gets too hot in the cabin to have a fire going. So this has been really a good place to be. It's so nice in the springtime when it's warm enough so you can start doing the dishes outside. It's really a spring, how do you say?
Celebration.
Celebration, yeah. Since we are not using it that much in the winter, it looks a bit abandoned, but that will change as soon as the warmth comes in. We are using the fire pit
Sometimes.
sometimes. Yeah, sitting outside with a fire.
I'm making food with the muurikka.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Here is the garden. Not so visible right now, but soon it's time to prepare the seeds in the greenhouse. If I can get the greenhouse door open. It's really nice, I like it. And from here you can see the cabin that we live in. The living area is where the little window is, and then you see the middle wall.
The dividing wall.
Yeah, and the rest is the old barn.
Over there. Yeah. So the rest is the old barn.
And in there we have stuff. And you can't see it. So here is the, vad heter det? Äng.
Meadow. Field.
Yeah. So here's the field where the rams graze in the summer. We have some small houses for them there and an old hay barn over there.
Yeah, that one. And that's usable. So when we came here, that building, the hay barn, and the building we are living in now, this building, was the only buildings here that could be used. Barely this one. We had to fix this one up as well.
The floor was
rotten in one side. Yeah, touching the ground over there. So for now the rams are all the way over there on this field, winter grazing. We have a portable house for them and we have the hay in the barn. So every day we go there and feed them twice a day, in the morning and in the evening. We give them feed every day on different spots in the corner there of the field, so that we can vitalize it with some regenerative principles, and hopefully it will
regenerate.
Grow better someday. Here the field is growing a lot better, where the sheep has been more. There is a large difference between here and there. Har du bråttom att kacka? So when we came here, we had our outhouse on the corner there, because those who had cows here before made it so that it was together with where the cow shit came out.
Cow dung. But
maybe that's the proper English word. I don't know.
But we built a new one up there. Another essential building in the place. So it's as simple can be. 3 holes if you want to go together. We have a big bucket that catches it all. Then we have a separation system that makes the pee go elsewhere.
Yeah, don't mix, then it will stink.
Yeah, it works really well.
I guess you could say we have 3 holes because in winter everything freezes.
Yeah, so then we can take the next seat when the bucket is full. Yes, of course, it can be really cold when it's
minus 30.
Minus 30 outside, and you have a stomach that isn't
all the time working.
Yeah, so I used to say that go out here in the middle of the night, it's minus 30, and you have a hard time, then it's rough, but otherwise it works really fine.
So, chicken coop, the cabins, and then we have the woodshed. And we placed it here because generally we make firewood together with Tova's family up in the village. So we can come with the tractor, park it here, and then throw it inside.
Also some storage room there. And over there is the chicken tractor.
Yeah. Waiting for spring.
Yeah.
And then this is what caused some confusion in the last episode. I'm building here the entrance for the bigger cabin. And so this is not 2 buildings, it's 1. And this is the topmost row that is supposed to sit on here, but I have moved it down so it's easier to lift the logs. So this is the same entrance building. And there was questions about why I'm building it here. It is because it's easier and there is more room and to to move it down like that. And yeah, I have more space than in front of the cabin. And also when you build with timber, you build it first and then you need to take it down because you need to put some insulation between the logs. You could of course build and for each row you put insulation as well. But it's easy to take it down log by log, move it there, build it up log by log.
It's a puzzle.
Yeah. And here we have another puzzle. So this is an old, what is in Swedish called hebre. We have a video also on this when we took this down. So this is a project that will someday be done as well, I guess. But you can see here on the end, every log is marked. And then I have a recipe, or how to say, on how to build it again. Every corner has a letter and every log has a number. And this building has the ground needs to be made anew, and also the topmost and the roof needs to be made anew. So this is a lot of work as well. But it's a nice building. And this building can be here for a long time because we have a roof on it and space between all the logs. So it won't go bad as long as there is a roof and as long as it doesn't sit on the ground.
And as you can see here, here's a hole that are going to fit onto the hole in the big cabin. There.
Some snow as usual since the last time, and I've been making a small log over there and a small log over here, so a little bit of progress, but hopefully I can spend some days on this now as well. So
we're gonna assemble it this spring, Mathias.
yes, it needs to be ready. This video is brought to you by our Patreons. If you find what we do here valuable, there is a link down in the description. You can help support us on creating these videos by donating as little as $1 a month. And I want to thank all the existing patrons. Without you, these videos would not be possible. And now for the third project we have been doing at the same time as everything else. The woodshed, the cellar, the house. So it's the fourth project. Or fifth project if we count this timbering as a separate project.
And also a very essential building.
Yes, the sauna.
Said the Swedish Finn with bravado.
Sauna, in case you don't know, sauna is a Finnish word. So everywhere in the world, this building is using the Finnish word.
So this is where we wash ourselves.
It took a while before we built this as well. We had been living here for some years and I couldn't handle being without a sauna any longer, so I need to put everything else on pause and build this. And now it's a workable sauna, it's very nice, but there are still some details left around the outside that I need to finish. There was someone said that, or I read somewhere that Arias is the one who starts projects but never finishes them.
And we are two Arias in the same family, so good luck with that.
Yeah, welcome to take a look at one of the most essential buildings here. I guess we have a lot of essential buildings.
Yeah.
Yep, a sauna up to the Finnish standard, I would say. At least according to me. Yeah. So we have the stove and
A harvia.
yeah, and the lavabo, and then yeah.
Perfect for about 5 people.
Yeah, it's big enough so you can stand here and shower. We got the water drainage in the floor here, so and warm water here in this. When we light the fire, we get the warm water. We get the sauna. We can bathe in the stream, and also take a shower if we have to. Often it's just take a sauna, go to the stream. Even in winter.
Hot and cold treatment.
Yeah, very nice.
We also have a bathtub that we can have a fire underneath, so we have a hot bath when we want to. But mostly we use the sauna.
In winter time, I usually collect a little bit of ice in case I want to make a drink, a cocktail someday.
The off-grid cocktail.
So when we bathe in winter, this is a tool we use to keep the ice from the bathing place. But usually I'm naked and go in and use this to break up the ice.
And of course, this is where we fetch our water, drinking water and dishing water and our water supply.
All the water we need.
Yeah.
So I've put some rocks so that the stream is a little bit faster here, so that mostly in winter it doesn't freeze up.
If it's cold for a longer period of time, it will freeze up. But
Yep, so hopefully that has cleared up some of your questions about our place here in the forest. So that way is the village, and that way there is a bigger road, I guess 5-6 kilometers from here. A road with asphalt.
modern road.
Yeah, so the road that we keep clear from snow and the road into our place is about 600 meters or so
Gravel
to
road.
a gravel road. There are 2 things that we still rely on the grid for, and that is washing clothes and a freezer. So since we have the village 2 kilometers that way, we have a place there where we can have the freezer.
And yes, we can wash in the stream, but
Yeah, so
it's easier.
you can solve the washing of clothes with a lot of work, but you cannot solve the freezing of food.
Solar panels and stuff like that.
Yeah, you can solve it with a lot of money, but still reliant on external things that you cannot build yourself, so to speak.
It's really nice with a freezer.
Yeah, yeah. And of course you could solve the issue that is solved by a freezer by learning to can foods and
I guess that's the next step
in our
to learn how to do it properly. We are drying meats and doing stuff like that. but
it's very nice with fresh meat from the freezer.
yeah.
Okay, so we are in the village now and we have our ewes here, the female sheep, and now we're on our way to give them some water. So we go here every day to check on them, see that they have access to food and plenty of water. Since there is electricity from the grid in the village, it's convenient here with a drinking tub for them that doesn't freeze. We got some heating for that, and also the electric fencing is from the grid instead of solar. I was thinking, since the weather goes up and down, and so instead of having it constantly on heating the water, I should get one of those timers that I could put it like 2 hours on and 2 hours off or something like that. That should save some since it's from the grid, and then there is an electrical bill somewhere. This winter we are bale grazing with the sheep, feeding them in different places along the whole winter. So we got the bales here and open one and they eat that up, and then we move the feeder to the next one and to the next one.
So you can see where the holes where there have been bales before.
Yeah, and down in the forest they have their shelter, and then over there you can see and that is the neighbor farmer that we are very happy that he is here.
Has cows, so you can buy milk.
Yeah, cows and milk. We are very lucky that we have Ivar's grandmother and grandfather living in the village. It's invaluable to have family so close by. All the help that we give each other is, yeah, invaluable. And also we share freezer space with them. Since we butcher all the sheep and rams and also sometimes cattle, and we have had pigs as well and chickens. Since we butcher all those ourselves here, we need to have plenty of freezer space. And as we already mentioned, this is the one thing that is not easy to solve in an off-grid way. Or it is pretty easy, I guess, if you have a lot of money. But still, then you are reliant on stuff that break and that you cannot make yourself. And this is also where we have a washing machine. So you can see that even though this off-grid thing is important for us or interesting for us, we are not fundamentalists in any way. We try our best, or things like resiliency and being able to fix things by yourself and build things and not be reliant on big industries and so on is things that we are interested in. And I guess this topic can lead to this kind of comment that we sometimes get. I don't really know how to address this. For some reason, some people have a hard time thinking that we are able to live here the way we do. And I guess they are allowed to think so. Yeah, I just find it funny how we have so much here and have built so much here, and they watch one video and then they comment like that. Are we then supposed to move the sheep from one place to another. Yeah, I don't get it. I was supposed to have all the food in the cellar and then take the food where we go live. Otherwise, you get what I mean. But still, I don't know what to answer these kind of comments. One comment that we get often is like, how do you produce these videos and how do you upload them to YouTube and how do you answer comments and so on. In Sweden, most of the land is covered by cellular internet. So everywhere you go, if you have a phone, you have internet. And that's, I guess, both nice and
good and bad.
Yeah. It would be nice to have this place without that, but it's also very nice to have access to the internet. Just need to have discipline and not scroll away all your days.
Yeah. Then we have a bigger battery inside the cabin, and summertime a solar panel up on the roof, and wintertime we
charge it with a generator.
Yeah, because there's no sun here during the winter. Now it is, because spring is nearing.
This is the first time we got sun like this. So maybe we should shovel away the snow and put the solar panel up soon. But today is sunny, it could be a month cloudy still. So, not much sun hours yet. This property is not the best when it comes to solar power. It's like in the middle of the pine forest with high trees all around, and the best place for sun is all the way on the other side of this
over there somewhere.
And then there is the problem to have wires from that, but I guess it's not impossible, but it's costly, I guess.
So we have no sun on the cabin for like November, December, January until now.
Until now, February. And we got the stream, so you could possibly figure something out with the stream. There is also in the winter time the problem of most of the stream is freezing and it's pretty shallow, so it's not an easy solution.
Let's go inside so we can show you how it looks inside. This is where we come in. It's a bit crowded winter time because of all the clothing. The cabin is 15 square meters and it has been real sufficient, or how to say, until maybe now Ivar starts to have his games and things, so it starts to be a bit crowded on the floor level.
Titta vilket topp jag gjorde.
Yeah, Ivar's toys over here.
Yeah, so I don't know. Here we have all the gloves and things like that. Our headlamps hanging ready. They are constant companions during the winter. So here's the kitchen area. The stove. A real simple one. Really nice to dry things here. Really good shelf that you have in the hallway, or
some kind of hat rack.
Hat rack. The bed. Our not so efficient cats.
You're supposed to be outside chasing mice.
We have mice out in the entrance room. Books. The library, more books. Down there we have the battery we talked about.
Yeah, it's just a simple Bluetti. You can watch our video about it. Find it on our channel.
We did a review.
Yeah, it works well. Är det ett elverk? Ja, det kanske man kan säga.
And the sitting area. We really like it here.
Yeah, you don't need much bigger than this, I would say. It's a little bit crowded. We have built shelf after shelf after shelf, and then more shelves.
And now it starts to be...
And then a little bit more shelves. And of course we could have made this more efficient with some principles, like when they build more homes and tiny houses. But yeah, we moved in here and built the bed, and then all the shelves and everything has evolved after our needs.
And because we are building on the bigger one, we are not spending that much time to evolve the thoughts and
figure this out.
remodel this house. It works really well.
If I would do this again, I guess I would put the stove here instead and build a real dish bench and make some more efficient shelving situations. But
now we do the dishes on the table. We have a big bucket here, and it works. It's a home.
Here we got some training equipment, something to hang from, some rings. That's good for this little guy with his tractor and farm animals.
This morning he was putting some animals on the tractor wagon and moved them for harvest or slaughter.
Okay.
Stocking the fridge.
That's good.
So this is where we sit in the evenings. Not maybe the most comfy sofa, but
yeah, with the pillows, it's very nice.
I have taken down the curtains.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks a little bit naked.
Yeah. I have some darker curtains over the winter, but then it's nice to take them down and have a month maybe without curtains, so I can then put up some lighter, more summery curtains. Get the lights in. So that's why it looks very bare.
Well, I guess that's it for this episode.
Thank you for following around on our tour, and hopefully we'll see you next time.
Yeah. I guess if you have questions, you can post them in the comments and I will answer the best I can, or make a new video.
Yeah.
Instead of writing a lot. Yeah.
Ah.